Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 487. It is Sunday, May 17th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have 5 cards for you tonight, so grab something to drink. Hopefully somebody's making you supper and serving it to you, and we'll get going. I don't want to be here all night, but these cards are not simple. I don't do simple. I try, but these cards were kind of a celebration of my Stamp Campers. It's my birthday on Monday, May 18th, and I wanted to celebrate my birthday this weekend with people and stamping. So we had cookies. Oh man, I forgot my African violet. My friend Carolyn bought a beautiful African violet with purple and white tips. I was going to bring it and show it tonight, but I forgot. It's sitting in its spot right now in the window. And then we made 5 cards, and we had chocolate, and Carolyn also brought different kinds of treats. Salted caramel something, it was really good. A beautiful Moscato cake, wheat with berries, and it was a tiramisu, but it didn't have coffee in it because we don't like coffee. I don't, and neither does Carolyn. Now, Vicky, who loves coffee, was kind of sad, but it had really good berries. And then Vicky and I had a bottle of Moscato, which is my favorite, blue bottle of wine. I don't like any other kind of wine. And so we had fun. And then Julia came over on Sunday, and we had cookies, and I brought them from Walmart, and little tiny sandwich cookies with little sprinkles on the outside, and fudge brownies with frosting on side. So we had lots to celebrate this weekend, and I'm excited to share all 5 cards with you tonight. So get something to drink, have something to snack on, and let's get stamping. I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. Hold on. And also the Twins won today. They lost their last 2 games, but at least they didn't get swept. So, all right, so I'm going to turn this down. And there we go. Woo. It is so nice. It's 5:33, somewhere around there on a Sunday evening. The sun is out. The birds are chirping. I have seen several hummingbirds this weekend. My husband has seen the Orioles, and I haven't seen them yet, but that's okay. Oops, I just smacked the camera. All right, so first of all, my friends and I are having an event in July, Saturday, July 18th, and it's thestampinevent.com. Go out there and check for registration, and you're going to make 16 handmade cards, and we are 4 demos, and there's also going to be a lot of very reduced, Tina, welcome. There is a lot of retired product that's going to be also sold at this event. And so register at thestampinevent.com. And then also we will have a virtual event. Now, the event for Saturday in July is in person, and it is in Highland Park, St. Paul at St. Luke's Church. And then the virtual, you can be in the 48 states. We will mail you a package, and you will get to make 8 cards, featuring 4 from Heidi and 4 from me. And that is Saturday, July 25th. So check those out at thevirtualstampinevent.com for the virtual event, and thestampinevent.com for the in-person event. So check those out. All right. The new catalog is live, and I'm so excited about this catalog. Now, like I said, there are going to be 5 cards that we're going to be doing tonight, and they are featured from this catalog, and they're also from the, let's see here, some of the March online exclusives. So what Stampin' Up! Has done is they've taken the catalog system that was in the past and they've changed it. They have combined the mini catalogs and the annual catalog, and combined them, and they're going to make 3 catalogs a year, and that's it. And then on the odd months, they're going to have an online exclusive release. So right now we have, like I said, today's cards are going to be featuring from the new catalog and the March online exclusives. Now the May online exclusives are, and I heard the Pooh is back and back in stock. So that one is a top seller. So if there is something that is not available, go to the thing that you wish to purchase, and it says this item is unavailable, and you have a box there that says, please let me know when this item is back in stock. And as soon as it comes back in stock, Stampin' Up! Will send you an email, and then you can put it in your cart. And might I suggest, once you put it in your cart, you hit send, because a friend of mine came on Friday to my stamp camp, and then 2 hours later, because she wanted to see what my stamp camp was going to be like and then add things from it, it came out of her shopping cart. So if you want something, get it while you still can. All right, so let's just talk about a few things coming up. Stampin' Up! Is having a new class, and this is going to be on May 21st, and you can watch it on demand later. And this class is 171475. Sherry, hi, welcome. So this class is going to be featuring the Paper Medley Mix-In Designer Series paper, which is 167759. Now, if you already have this, go ahead, purchase that that paper mixer craft class. Oh my gosh, I can't read. And like I said, it's happening on May 21st. But if you purchase the class and you've ordered your Designer Series paper and it's not in yet, watch it. And then you can go back and make the cards featuring that product. So that is available in the online store. So go into the online store and punch in that number and get that craft class. All right, then Stampin' Up! Is having Creativity Now, and this is going to be August 8th. Now, you can register between May 5th and May 26th. And then starting June 2nd through July 17th, you will be able to order your products within that time. Now, don't ask me any questions about that because I have no other information. And then May, we have the product of the month. It's called Berry Botanical Vellum. And this is a beautiful vellum. It's only $5 when you have an order that is $75 or more in the online store. Now, you're only able to purchase one of each of the products. Now, I know that some of the previous months have been sold out, so you can still purchase a previous month's if it's still available. However, if you've purchased it already, you cannot. So just a heads up. And again, it's while supplies last. And so far, most of the product has been making it the full month, but you can't always count on that. Alrighty. Do you love paper crafting? Well, Stampin' Up! Has a great offer through the end of May. And if you would like to receive a 20% discount on your future orders, sign up to be a demonstrator. And in your kit, you will receive 5 ink pads for free. Now, the only one I have sitting here is the Barely Blush, because we will be using all the other colors in the 5 cards that we're going to be showing you. And this card this is a magnetic case. So you could see that the lid is hanging on. It flips on. You can flip it over and turn it like that, and the lid doesn't fall off. Now, it sleeps upside down, so that's a signature of the stamp pad. And when you use it, it is so easy just to take it off. You're not going to hurt your hands. You're not going to struggle trying to, if you have arthritis in your hands, these are going to be so easy just to flip open. And in 2027, all ink pads will be in this particular form. Also in 2027, there is going to be a color refresh. And I have no idea what colors are going to go away and what colors are going to make a reappearance in our color family. So they don't tell us that. Then, so anyways, you have the standard kit. You pick out $125 worth of product, and you only pay $99 for it and no shipping. So that is like so cool. And then you get those 5 extra ink pads. Now, if you decide that you don't want those 5 ink pads, you get to pick out an additional $35 worth of product of your choosing instead of the ink pads. But this is actually a better deal. So just thought I'd let you know about that. And then the last chance products. Check those out. The June coming up will be another added to the list. So right now, the products that were added have an increased discount on them. So go check those out again. These are while supplies last. This is the retiring list, basically. What they've named the last chance is so that way you could say, hey, I really wanted that, but it's now retired. Okay, so now that it went to the discontinued list, you're never going to see it again. So if you like something on the last chance list, get it before it's gone. All right, guys, we're going to, I want to say thank you very much to my downline, Dawn. She sent me a beautiful birthday card, and it says, wishing you a happy birthday. And I really love the Designer Series paper. This is actually the Celebration Designer Series paper, and I love the fact that it's a fun fold. And it's a lot of people do their fun fold this way, but she turned it around, and I love this, Dawn. So thank you very much. And I got a pen with the birthday cake on it. I haven't written anything yet because she also sent me this really cool notebook holder. Now, I don't think she knew that I love Post-it notes. I use a lot of them, and I use notes. And I'll show you. This is a preview of one of the cards you're going to be seeing. I doodle. And so this is like so perfect for me because then I can have all my doodles in one little spot. So Dawn, if you come back and see this video, you'll know that I love it. Thank you very much, Dawn. And Dawn is one of my downline, and she watches the videos, and so she has had several video of the cards sent to her, and she put a little note saying that she said that I know your birthday's coming up soon, and I've been waiting to send you a card instead of the other way around, because I send her Facebook winner cards when her name gets drawn. So I thought that was very cute. All right, so thank you, Dawn, very much. Okay, so let's start with the first card, and I'm going to show you what the card was using I did all the die cutting. I should say 99% of the die cutting. So this card, we're going to be using the Rolling Waves. It is a March online exclusive from 2026. And this is what the dies do. And so what I did is I made myself a cheat sheet. Because when I got them, I basically stared at them and I said, what the heck do I do with that? So this right here, and I did it in different colors so you could see what each piece does. And let's see, and here is so here's the dies, and here is the Rolling Waves. Now this is a bundle, so it's not part of a suite. And here are the stamped images, and they get cut out, and everything else is the dies, okay? So what I did is I stamped each individual piece, and then I put them together just to kind of show you what they could look like. And so they loved this card. We're also using the Banner Sayings bundle, which is in the new catalog, and it is part of a punch bundle. Let me see if I could show this. Can you see this? So it's not, there we go. So it's not the lights, so it's not too much. So this is a punch bundle. And one of the things, well, and then we're also using the Everyday Arches, and this is in the new, I have to go through everything and change all the pages on all my newer stuff. But one of the things I want to show you about the catalog is that when you purchase something, I'm going to do Moonlit Flora just because that was like the first thing that I purchased. When you see this, okay, everything on the page here is part of the suite. The suite number is up there, and there's the price. Now it tells you all the colors that are a part of that. And then on the next page, then it tells you on page 37, you get to see the bundle, okay? And then it tells you on page 61, you get to see the embossing folder. And then it shows you on page 65, you could see the Designer Series paper, and the embellishments are on page 72. So let's go to page 37, which is right here. So you see the bundle. So what that means is that right here, it says it's part of a suite. So if you just wanted to buy the bundle, this is the number that you put in, okay? If you wanted to buy the whole suite, this is the number you put in. Now, if you go to page 51, you will get to see a closer picture. Well, first of all, you get to see products using, or samples using the products below, okay? Also, this stuff here is something a little different. It's about the impressions plate. But when you see the bundles, because it says bundles, you get saved 10%. You go to page 51, and you will actually get to see more ideas, what you can do with the stamp set, but you can see it closer. Now, none of these stamps or dies are in full bloom, full example. Because for copyright reasons, people are stealing Stampin' Up! Designs and pulling them off as their own. They made it smaller so it's harder for them to duplicate. And then also, when you go to that page, where did it go? Moonlit Flora, right here. Then also on page 60, so it's in several different places, so don't write all the numbers down if you're buying the suite, is what I'm trying to say. And then also you get to see it says it's part of a suite and it's part of a bundle. But if you were to buy the dies by themselves, this would be the number that you use. So I don't want you to duplicate items. And then also, like the Everyday Arches, it's on page 60. These are all things that have been moved over from previous Publications. So if you guys have any questions, you can always send me an email. Okay, guys, let's get on with the card. One thing that I do with my cards is I do not, like these are my stamp camps, I do not give out dimensions because if you want the card, you have to come to my stamp camp. Okay, so there are several different techniques, several different things that I have shown in each card. So it wasn't, okay, I need to use my take your pick tool because I don't have fingernails and it's a lot easier for me to grab the pieces. And I'm basically sorting my pieces out so that I can find them when I need them. And like I said, I did like 90% of most of the die cutting. Now, if you can't make this whole video, that is okay. Come back and watch the replay. And okay, so I got all my pieces, but like I said, I do, each thing is a little different. And so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this. Now, some of these things that I'm using may or may not be in stock right now, and I'm extremely sorry about that. However, if you already own them, so, you know, that's good. So then that way I'm just making my stamps in one small area so I can grab them, and I'm organizing. And I also used in this, I used the iridescent pearls and the pearls of beauty. And so this is an online exclusive, and this is in the catalog. Okay, so I think we should get going. We are going to use 3 different brushes. We're going to use Crumb Cake, Lemon Lime Twist, Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and Coastal Cabana. Okay, and the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm so bummed that you missed it too, Tina, but you know what? There will be other stamp camps, and there's going to be 5 different winners from this Facebook Live, and even if you watch the replay, you can still win. So if you do a thumbs up or a heart, you get a chance to enter into the drawing. If you leave a comment, you'll get a chance to enter into the drawing. And if you share this on your timeline, you will get 2 entries. And, okay, so this is what they call distinctive. So if you see the different shading pieces, it's not that the stamp is faulty. It is because Stampin' Up! Made the ink pad that way. So then that way you can see different shades of crumb cake in different spots. So this is my sand, okay? And let's see, and then we're going to move that over, and then we're going to do this one. And you can do as much shading and moving around as you want. You can stamp on, stamp off. All right. So similar to that. So you have all different types of looking around. So I'm going to just move this over to the side because I think I'm done with it, but I'm not going to clean it right away. And then this one is like pebbles. So just, I'm going to move this, and I can move my paper around. I don't have to continuously, you might see that, but it gives it a little different. There's a little bit of white. I think I'm going to put a little bit more right there because I want a little bit more shading right there and right there. I don't really want any white in my sand. Some of it might get covered up, but that's okay. All right, so I'm happy with where those are right now. But while I have the crumb cake out, I am going to do a little bit of the inside. So I'm going to use my crumb cake and just grab some color, and we're going to swirl off. And this is going to be my sand on the inside of the card. And you can go as light as or as dark as you want. It's very light. And if you didn't want to get any color over here, you could turn it over like this. So then you don't worry about any color getting over on the other side. Okay, I'm good with that. And so we're going to close that up. And wait, nope. Sorry. I want some little pebble. And I'm just moving it. There we go. That looks good to me. Okay. And I'm going to get my... I'm just going to burnish that and give that a better, so that it's straight. Oh, I guess I should have... Never mind. I need to grab that again. Okay. I'm trying to do all of my colors at the same time so I don't have to keep on opening. All right. So this is a piece of basic white. And it's a scrap. And you could see that I'm having... I'm not necessarily, I can have some speckles in there. You know how when you start off, because you don't want that blotchiness, I actually kind of like the blotchiness. Okay, and then we're going to put this, actually, might as well do it now. We're going to use Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to grab some color, and we're going to start off and just move that over here. And I might have, because when I first made my card, it wasn't as dark as I wanted it. So I'm trying to get some different color there. And then because I'm going to be using this, I'm going to leave that open. And so that my ink pad can sit there, or my blending brush can sit there. Now I'm going to grab Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to turn that over because I am right-handed, and so I'm just going to grab the color and kind of have maybe some darker color, some lighter color, and just blend that in. All right, so I think that looks so a little bit more. Okay, and let's pull that apart, and we're going to put that, and I'm going to change a little bit more over here. There we go. So that is, we'll come to that later. Okay, so then now we are going to go back to this piece, and we're going to do different colors of, let's do different spots. And
So it depends on how many colors you're using. I'm just using 2. And go over here in the corner. Okay, I guess we're good with that for now. I can come back to that. And we're going to grab the Pretty Peacock and we're going to move our color and just swirl and swirl. Do you guys hear the kids? They're outside playing. Last year, there was a kid, I do not know if it was a boy or girl, but was screaming bloody murder every time it went outside to play. And oh my gosh, I really wanted to call the cops because it sounded so bad. I'm like, do you not realize you're making a person who does not have kids want to go outside and check to make sure everything is all right? But I knew they were playing. Okay. But they have some older kids now, and they like to play football, and it's kind of fun to watch them. But now that the trees are in, all I see is trees and parking lot. Okay. I think I'm going to go back in and just get a little bit more. Again, I do not wish to have any white in my water. And a little darker. There we go. So do you think that looks good? I mean, we're all blending in together, I think. There we go. No white. This right here is going to get covered, so it doesn't really matter if there's a little blue. Okay, I think we're good, right? Okay. I think we can... Nope. We're going to put that off to the side. And we're going to come in here. And we're going to grab some of this. And this is Pretty Peacock. And I liked it, so I'm, kind of coming in. So I have the dark Pretty Peacock, and it's just kind of fading into that. And here is the Coastal Cabana. And I'm just doing a little bit here. I'm not getting the whole thing. You can probably see that a little bit better because this is very messy. And I might have to change that because this is kind of distracting to me and it's going to drive me nuts. Okay. Then we're going to leave this one alone for now because that one's just going to go like that. And I might have to do that a little bit more. Maybe there's a little bit more ink on here, and we'll just kind of go a little further. Because there's little holes, and I want that to see the color. Okay, let's see. In fact, there's a hole right there that I can punch out with my people poker. Where did I put that? Right here. Okay, there. So that's what it looks. And I think I like that. Where, see, I kind of, looks like ears and that looks like ears. And the ears are right there and the ears are right there. So you can match that up. But I kind of like that so that it's a little bit offset. Might try that. Okay, so we're going to put that off to the side. And this goes off to the side. And where did we, we're going to make a mess now. So we're going to grab, let's see, grab a piece of grid paper. And I don't know if this grid paper is still available or not. This is the one that has been with us for a really long time, and they're going to, this was on the last chance list, so I don't know if it's still available or not, but they have a new one that's as big as the Glass Mat Studio. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have a piece of paper towel, and I have an aqua painter. Now this aqua painter, I'm just going to take a drink. You know, I never introduced myself. Again, my name is Joy Borwedge, and I have an Instagram page. I have a YouTube page. I have an online store, which is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net, and penguinz33@outlook.com is my email address, so that if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with and you need a catalog, contact me. All right, I need to take a drink. I got cherry lemonade. Num, num, num. Okay, so I just have a little bit of water here, and I didn't put any water in this piece right here because I find it's easier to not have to squeeze and flick at the same time. And I just want to get water on my water area. So I'm doing little flicks of water and just tapping it. And there's a nice big blot right there. That turned out good. Okay. I want another blob right there. Come on. Okay. So you could see that it's kind of taking effect. Now this is basic white. It is not watercolor paper. So that's the reason why I just used a little tiny bit on my brush, and I can use that sheet again. All right. And I can use this again. So I just blotted off the excess water because I didn't want it to deform my paper. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is grab the silicone craft sheet, and we're going to put together our water. Okay, so I am going to put a little bit of adhesive, and you know what? I think I might do my glue trick. I got 2 silicone craft sheets, and my friend Carolyn gave me a brush, and this is, I have this one that says glue on it, and so it's specifically made for glue for this technique. And what you do is anything that is delicate, or intricate, I should say, then this really works. And so you just take a pastry brush and you give it a haircut and just tap, tap, tap. And then it's kind of like what Stampin' Up! Used to have a long time ago called Dado. And if anybody's been around a long time remembers Dado. And then all you do is just add that. And like I said, I am going to offset that. And that turned out pretty cool like that. Oh, I love it. Okay, so then another thing I did on a previous card, and I totally forgot, I'm going to flick a little bit of Wink of Stella on here. And we're going to grab my Wink of Stella, shake, 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 and I'm going to grab this little tiny block. Now this is block A, and I'm going to squeeze. There we go. I got a little bit on here, and I'm going to flick it on. A is not available anymore. It was retired a long time ago, but I still use it. And just go pick up some more. And there you go. Like I said, you know, the people that came to my stamp camp, because, you know, I said my birthday is on tomorrow, I decided to, you know, kind of spoil them. All right. Can you see the Wink of Stella on there? I can't see it. All right. Well, whoever's going to win this card. Now, there's going to be 5 winners, not just one. And, okay, so put my Wink of Stella back. And then we're going to flip this over. And seeing as how we still have some glue left, might as well use that glue. And just let it. And then I'll just put a little bit more on here. Because we are going to cut some off. So I don't want to go close to the edges too much. All right. So now we are going to line that up just like that. And I'm going to flip this over and give that a nice burnish. And then, now isn't that cool? And you might be able to see. Let's see. Turn the light back on to me. Okay, so now we're going to flip that around and give that a nice snip. All right. Okay, so we're just going to get rid of that. Ooh, stick it to my fingers. All right, so we're going to put this aside for just a moment, and here, I do have two, I have one fingernail, and I did kind of, I filed it down a little bit because it was getting too long. It seems to be the only one that likes to grow. But anyways, can you, still get stuff upside in there. So I'm going to take these pieces. Wait, no. Yeah, we'll do these pieces. We will do these upside down. And so what I did is, come on. So in the example of the umbrella, I wasn't able to do this style of umbrella as I'm doing now, just because I didn't have enough space. So what I did with this is I cut it in pieces. Okay, so I cut 2 in white, cut 2 in Timid Tiger, and 2 in Berry Burst, so I could create this style of umbrella. Okay, so I'm going to grab some more glue, and I'll just leave that, and we're just going to put a little bit of glue. Whoa. Oh, come on. Alrighty. Come on. There we go. So we're going to just line that up. And we're going to go to every other. Come on. Now you could certainly mix the 2 colors up and not have any of the white in there. It's your choice. Alrighty, there's one umbrella. I'll get a little bit more glue. Thank you, Sherry. Oops, come on. And I'm trying to do this fast because I would like to go to bed at a normal, decent time tonight. But, you know, with 5 cards that none of them are simple. But I did, like I said, I did most of the die cutting. So, hopefully that'll help. And one more. Nope, more glue. And this is a great card to use up a lot of scraps. I gravitate towards those kind of cards, I guess. I don't know why. I just do. But when you see different ideas in different cards, you know, you're like, oh, I love that. I love that. And then once you put them together, it's like, oh, I'm using up scrap. And it's like, I love it even more. So this is Timid Tiger and Berry Burst. And my allergies are starting to hit me. May is coming around just fine. Oops, penguin down, penguin down. All right, come on, let's go. And then flip that around. All right, we are good. Woohoo! Our umbrellas are ready to go. You know what? All I need is a margarita to go with this, and I would be happy. Okay. And then the leaves. We're going to do a little Wink of Stella. Ooh! I forgot. I squeezed. All right. I'm going to take another drink of my cherry. If I would have a margarita with this, it would be a mango. All right. I'm going to put this off to the side for just a moment, I think. I don't want to stick anything gluey in there. Okay, so I think we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and just going to grab the little one. I think the little one will be just fine for what I need to do here. And with the little one, you want to make sure that you stagger your plates. My plates are very well loved, and until they crack in half, I'm still using them. So what you need to do is, this is plate number 1, and then you have plate number 2, and then you have a number 2 as well on top. So you have like a number 3, okay? So these two equal, this one sticks out that way. And that way it goes in the that way a lot easier. Okay, and here are the stars and shells. And we're just going to put that through. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Okay. And this is a great way, again, to use scraps, but then also introduce color to your seashells. Now, if you wanted to, you could use that as a stencil. That would be something fun for your envelope that you could do. All right, so we're going to put that back. I might use that one again. And then we're going to use the So I have two take your pick tools. So what happens when you get a take your pick tool and then you buy the die brush, you get one foam and then you get this piece. So you unscrew that and you put this piece on. Well, I use my take your pick tool like a lot, and I don't want to have to take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on. So I just bought two. And it stays in here. And then I always know where it's at. And then it collects my mess, which is right there. And then I throw it away all at one time. So if I'm getting ready for, say, a stamping event, and I'm like, say, the one for July, then I have a lot of garbage because I prep about 60 kits each for 4 tables. So that's, oh, I love that. It turned out better than my original. So I will have to show you that once I am done, if I remember to show you the original, because a lot of times I forget. Okay, didn't that turn out pretty? I love how they blend in. And there we go. We'll put that there. And we might use this again later, so we'll put that back in its spot. And I think we will stamp the inside of the card. We'll get the Stampin' Pearson mat again. And this is going to be a happy birthday card. And where did the greeting go? Right here. So we're going to do that in Berry Burst. And just tap, tap, tap. Oops. Got a little bit right there on the edge. I had to use a lot of blocks. So some of them I used on a bigger scale than I normally do. Okay, and then we will, stamp the word celebrate in Berry Burst as well. And this is from the 3-banner punch, the banner sayings, I think it's called. And that is going to go kind of close to the banner part, because I'm going to stick something there. And there we go. So that is done. Now I'm going to snip that off, this piece right here, because this will go in my white bin for scraps, because I can stamp something on that piece, like a shell. And we're going to close that up. And then we are going to do this piece in Pretty Peacock. And we're going to do Cue the Confetti. And that is actually from the same stamp set called Banner Sayings. And again, that's in the new catalog. Okay, so I think we are done stamping now. So now all we have to do is put together, and might as well do this. So we're going to put this together using Stampin' Seal. Oh, let's see, put that there so I don't lose it. I put my lids for my Stampin' Seal and my People Poker. Well, I should put that back. And then that way I won't poke myself during the presentation today. Now this is going to be white on white. So we want to make sure we'll get rid of that because it's very noisy with all that background fluff on it. Okay, so we're going to go like that. All right, what I probably should have done was put a little bit more adhesive on here because, I mean, it's not very warped because I took that paper towel and wiped all that water off. But I like doing things like that because nobody expects it. And this is going to go on Berry Burst, which is what I do a lot when I make my cards. I like to see this color when I open up the card on the inside. So it's like bringing the party to the front. Okay, so let's decorate. We're going to put this on dimensionals. And I have a new pack. I love new pack dimensionals because I break open, grab one, and then grab my people poker because this is the people. I am the people at Pokes. Not hard. I have yet to draw blood. And one in each spot. Take this at a slight angle, stab, whoops, and grab or flick. 1 and 2, and then grab them and put them where they go, which is in the trash can right across my desk. We're gonna put this. Ah, man, I made a boo-boo. This was on here. Well, I guess we could cover that up. Nah, I don't like that. We're gonna put that down here now. Grr, I don't like that. Oh well. Whoever wins the card is not going to say, hey, you put that in the wrong spot. All right, so this little guy is going to go underneath. And because I had to move this, we're going to put that a little bit more to the top. And then this one is going to go on top of the, we're going to put that over to the side there like that. And then this one is going to go halfway on, and that is going to go right there. And then this one is going to go with dimensionals. So we will go, whoops, one there and one there. Stab and grab those backings. What other craft could you stab something and not get in trouble? I love that. All right. So I had two little pearls. These are the iridescent pearls in the new catalog. I can't say annual anymore, guys. I've been saying annual for 27 years. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Okay, so that is done with that. And then our greeting is going to go on dimensionals as well. I love dimensionals. I love Wink of Stella. So if you don't have Wink of Stella, you better get some. Because how else can you celebrate? Okay, then we're going to take this shell. Actually, we'll just put a little bit of glue right there. And grab that shell. And that's going to go right there. And then we're going to put this one a little bit under there. Whoops. Move it where I want you to go. Okay. There. And then the starfish. Which one? Come on. I think we're going to go with this one. This one is going to go right there. Okay. And then I think because I was going to put this greeting on here, because I messed up on that, we're going to put this there. And then that'll be fine, okay? And then on the inside, we're gonna go one right there, one right there, and one right there. Whoops, did you see what I did? I was gonna put this piece, yeah, right. 1, 2, and a 3. All right, and then we're going to take this, we're going to put that right there, and then right there, and right down there. Into the trash you go, and then this will go. I think we're going to change this up a little bit. We're going to put that one right there. And then we're going to go right there. And then one right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So then we're going to regroup our putty at the tip and then put that away and put the People Poker in for the night. Well, not in for the night, but in for this card. And we're going to grab the ink pads and put them with that. Okay, so then we're going to keep kind of those things. All right, so we're going to grab the Wink of Stella. And we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat. And we're going to clean off. So we're going to color our shellfish. I'm just going to kind of swirl that off, because if any of the colors get picked up and they blend in, I don't want to okay, isn't it fun? And then the inside of the card, that is going to get okay. So what do you think of card number 1? Do you want to have a chance to win that card? Okay, so while I clean, I'm just going to put that right there so that we can get ready for card number 2. And I'm just going to have all my stuff over there. So I need to clean off the ink off the, and I just use my Simply Chamois. And we'll do a quick clean. My favorite card is going to be the last card. My next card, we are going to be using the new stamp positioner, which is available to all customers, which is in the new catalog. So if you'd like to look at it. Now, if you don't have a catalog, and you don't have a demonstrator, you can contact me at penguinz33@outlook.com, and you can request a catalog. Now, if you have placed an order with me within the last year, you will get a catalog. All right, so where do I put this now? Hi, Bert. Bert just stole my chair. Okay, so this is card number 1. So I'm going to put a number 1 on here, so that way when I pick the winner, I can tell you which one you won. Now, like I said, you will get a chance to win this card. If you win this card and are not somebody who I have your address for, I will... let's see, this is Facebook Live number 487, number 1. Okay, so I will contact you and say, hey, you won card number 2 from Facebook Live number 487. Then that way, actually I'm going to put that on the back. Then that way, I'll send you an email saying, hey, if you want this card, send me your email. I don't send you I don't spam you or anything, because that wouldn't be very nice. Okay, so the next card, I know that there might be some things that you cannot get from here. And I'm really sorry, but I'm still going to show it to you. So if you have it, then you can play with it. And if you don't have it, I might make you want it. So we're going to be using Moonlit Flora. And the Designer Series paper is just amazing with the colors. So basic black, berry blur. I got to put it in the screen so you could see. Basic black, berry burst, a new color, which is golden glow. That's an in color. Mossy meadow, old olive, peaceful pine. So that's a new in color. Pecan pie, secret sea, and soft sea foam. So you can see that there are 6 sheets, 2 of each sheet in this particular card pack. And we're going to be playing with that today. And the Fern and Flora, it's called the Moonlit Flora Suite Collection. And it's on page 34 in the new catalog. And it has a great stamp set and great dies. And then also in this card, I used stylish shapes. And I don't know if it's on page 107 or not. Like I said, I need to go back in and check. Let's see. 107. We don't even have a 107, so I need to change that. So I guess that's homework for me to do, right? Okay. So then, let's show you. Oh, the last card. I was going to show you the original. Let's see. Here is the original card, and here is the card. So because I made the boo-boo of putting it on here, and I was supposed to stamp on here, so I had to bring things, change things up a little bit. But you know what? That's how we roll. Okay, so that was that. Okay, so this one we are using the embossing. We're also going to be using colors, and I swatched them. So this is what they look like. The left is always the light, and the bottom one is always the brush. So that's how you can figure out, excuse me. And so I happened to use the Fern and Flora on these. Oh, Kimberly, hi, welcome. Thank you very much. So you missed card number 1, so go back once this is over and watch the replay, and you'll get a chance to see that card in motion. I'll also bring them all out once they're done. Okay, so also in this card comes with the dewdrop embellishments. I took the Peaceful Pine, Thank you, Tina. I took the clear and I colored them in Peaceful Pine because I love the Old Olive, but I'm using the Peaceful Pine ribbon. So I wanted to pull that out. Now, this ribbon is wonderful, and it's in all of the new, it's in the Golden Glow, the Peaceful Pine, in the Barely Blush, Hydrangea Hue, and Crisp Cantaloupe. So I have all those ribbons. No, I only have 2 ribbons in all those colors, is what I was trying to say. So here is the parts. Where am I sticking this? Okay. So I'm just sorting out my card. And so, see, I colored those to coordinate with the Peaceful Pine ribbon. And here are the die cuts that I used. And you need to poke out some, oops, I dropped my lid to my people poker onto the floor. I better get it, because I do not wish to step on that. Okay. There we go. It's a little windy today, so the card. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to make a banner. And so I'm going to poke that. See, notice how I had both of them in my hands at the same time. And I am going to cut up to the hole. I do this because I am not very good at doing half C's. And so I would constantly, I've seen it where you can snip up the center and then move. I would never snip up the center. I would always be lopsided. And then I always try to fix it. And then when I fix it, I can't fix it enough because there's not enough paper. So, yeah, that's what's happened. Okay, then this is the Peaceful Pine, and that folder is so pretty. Then this here is the Secret C, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my mess, and Secret C happens to be in this one. I had them because I needed 2 Secret C's, so I had to use they had to use a spot. But I need to do this fast, so I'm going to grab my Secret C pad, and we're just going to make a background using Secret C, so tone on tone. And we don't have to fill in the whole thing, but it looks pretty when it does. So then we're just going to go over here, and some of this is going to get covered up, so that's why. All right, so we're just going to go right there. And because my stamp is a lot bigger, I'm just going to move it with, I'm just inking it up with the stamp pad because it's a lot easier that way. And then I'm just going to go right in there. And then we'll go in the back end. And that way. Okay. And then on the inside of the card, I'm going to open this up and ink that up. Whoops, almost moved on me. So I'm just going to line that right there. And then I'm going to twist that around and do the same thing. We're going to flip that around and go this way. Give that a nice press. Okay, so that goes on the inside of the card. And we're going to put that right there. And we're going to stamp "You're an Amazing Friend" in Secret C. And that's going to be right in the center for us. Right there. And then we're going to close that up. Wait, no. We're going to do, where did our piece go? I had cut this out, or punched it out with the ribbon, or with the punch, because the banner punch, I used it in two, and I used the same one. Excuse me, I'm getting a dry throat and a tickle. Let me take a drink here. All right. So rather than having two different stations set up in my apartment using that, I did one. Gosh darn it. Okay, this one's going to say sincere thanks. Yeah, severe thanks. Okay, so sincere thanks in the Secret C. Oh, that tickle is not going away. I told you allergies are just not my friend this year. Okay, so we're done stamping that. Then we're going to grab this is Soft Seafoam. I love this color, but I don't use it enough. And I realized the reason why I don't use it enough is because I use the colors of the Designer Series paper. And so that doesn't. So stamp once, okay? And then we're going to stamp off just slightly, and then do the same thing. There we go. So it's kind of faded, but that's the way I wanted it to look. And then we're going to close that up. And we're going to grab the Golden Glow. And this is turning out to be a color that I am very fond. Actually, I'm very fond of all the colors. Now, this is Golden Glow. And so we're going to do this. I'm going to do it in two spots. I'm going to use the same stamp, but on the inside, I'm going to tap on, and I am going to go right there, full strength, and then I'm just going to tap that up there and tap that right down there, and that's just like that. And then we're going to tap this off and then stamp that, and then we're going to go right in there. So you can kind of see a little bit of the front, once we get done with the card, to the inside of the card. All right, then just going to move that over there. And then just grab that and put those back. I'm going to grab my black. Wait, no, yeah. Well, no. We're going to put that away for a second. And I'm going to grab some tape. Okay, so we're going to take the Peaceful Pine ribbon, and we're going to put that right there. So I'm going to grab 2 pieces. And that is going to go right there. And then equidistant. Perfect. All right. So then now we're going to stamp, or I mean attach, and I'm going to place that right here. Okay. Now we're going to grab this is the, get my stuff out of my way. Got too much stuff sitting on my table. My space gets very compacted and I get very, what's the word? Disoriented. Okay, so this is the stamp positioner, and it only stamps one way. So the Stampin' Up! Logo has to be facing up and facing towards you. And so the holes right here fit with that. Now, if I were to ink this up right now, it would not be touching the cardstock whatsoever. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to grab my Memento and just tap, 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 moving it around. Oh, duh. I got to put my pieces in. All right. So the pieces that go with, I did this so that it helps everybody stamp a good image. I like using the templates. Generally make the templates with a different color of cardstock that I'm using, which is generally white when I'm stamping on it. And that way I can tell where I need to stamp. Now the flowers stamped out perfectly, and the moths, they stayed, you know, on the stamp. So then all I need to do is grab my People Poke or my putty part, put them in the spot where I'm going to clean them or color them. Clean. And I'm going to grab my Simply Chamois, and I'm just going to wipe this off, and then I can put this away once I'm done with tonight's presentation. And maybe this might be a tomorrow thing. Depends on how late I stay up. You know what? Seeing as how I got the chamois out, let's clean off the rest of the stamps, because then that way I won't have to do it at the end. And I try not to leave my stamped images with the ink on them, because some colors tend to stain, and that doesn't bother me too much. The new black hybrid stains, and I've heard several people saying they're not going to get it because they don't like it staining the stamps. Have you used Berry Burst? Have you used Real Red? Those stain your stamps. So what's the difference between a gray and a red? I don't get it. So get it. If it stains your stamp, no big deal. It's not like you can't use it. Okay. Alrighty. Enough of my tangent. That's just my opinion. Okay, we're gonna. Oh, and also it comes with this arm, so you can do hinge step stamping, which is a technique. Okay, let's color. So So I'm going to grab my very used up, messy Stampin' Pearson mat. And you know what? I can't. We're just going to take, another piece and just cover this. And this is just a piece of scrap paper that has been printed on. And this way I am recycling the side that doesn't get printed on. And then once I'm done stamping with it, then I toss it. You can also do it with, what do you say? What is it called? Mail. You know, when those letters like, dear customer, blah, blah, blah. Use the backside. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and color. Now, I do this swatch. Bert, you're going to have to move. Come on, bud. My poor cat. He doesn't like it when I move him out of my chair. Okay, so these are the colors that I am using for my moths. And I color swatch because I want to see which colors. And I'm going to use the nib tips, which are just at the top. There's really not too much to worry about shading on these things because they're kind of small. I might do that on the flowers, but when I have my stamp camps, I tell them to use the nib tips just because I don't want them using the brushes because I don't want my tips damaged if people, you know, are new to using them. Whereas I use the nib tips because, so I'm using Golden Glow, and I'm just going to color in the center of that one, and I'm going to use the dark Golden Glow on the other one. Okay, and then we're going to use, I put my nib tips facing top, so then I know which one I'm grabbing. The light is on the left, and the dark is nib up there. All right, so then this way I know which colors I want to use, and I am going to use the light nib tip over here on this moth and on the bottom. And then I'm going to use the light Berry Burst nib tip on the edge. I spent a really long time working on these moths, figuring out how I wanted them to show up because the colors were driving me nuts. I mean, they looked pretty, but I didn't like, you know, how they worked. And so I was very unhappy. And so I kept on using different color combinations, and I finally figured it out. So I am using light Peaceful Pine, and I told everybody at the stamp camp that they could, you know, do whatever they wanted to. They didn't have to copy mine. And there are some that copy exactly. And there are some people that like to do their own thing. So that is okay with me. I do not mind. Okay, so this is Dark Berry Burst. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do the flowers. So I did dark peaceful pine on the vines, or veins, I mean. Did I tell you I was sitting down? Because I color when I'm sitting. Otherwise, I'll stand up and I'll answer any questions or comments on anything after I'm done coloring things up. This is light peaceful pine. Okay, I think I got them all. Okay, so the berry burst, I'm going to do the dark on the buds. And on the centers. And then the dark golden glow on the centers. All right, and then we'll use the light berry burst to color the rest of them in. There's a lot of artwork that the artists do that help you out with the shading, and I love that. Okay, so there we go. We're done coloring with the blends. Okay, and that is good. So we're just going to move that back. Okay, now we're going to continue with the putting the rest of the card together. Okay. Come on, let's go. And then we're going to grab our silicone craft sheet again and all our other parts. Okay. So then now, this is going to go on the inside of the card. That's going to go just directly in there. Trying to make it equal distance around the edges. There we go. Okay, so this is Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to take a piece of Stampin' Seal and just place that on there. And you could see that just some of it is attached. The rest of it is up, okay? And then I am going to take this. Well, no, not yet. Let's see here. We're going to take the flowers And we're going to attach right on top. And then this is going to go on dimensionals. Now I'm going to use smaller ones just because, well, no, I'll use the bigger ones because we used them on the other one. They work just fine. There we go. And we'll stab and grab those backings. And that is going to go right across here. And then this piece is a fern, and that is going to lay on right there. So I am going to put a little bit of adhesive right there and just a couple dots, because I think that still hits that just a tiny bit. Okay, and then we're going to place this on dimensionals. Just 1, 2, and that one. Stab and grab those backings, and we're going to put that move over just a little tiny bit. All right, and that's going to go right in there. And then this is going to go on dimensionals as well. Well, no, this is going to go straight up the center on adhesive. And that's going to go like that. Carolyn, hi, my friend. Okay, and then this one, now we can use the little ones. And just stab those. Thank you, Carolyn. And thank you again for the African violet and all the yummy treats you brought on Friday. They are now all gone. Okay, and then we're going to take, oops, this one came off its see if I can grab it with its glue, because it came off the sheet that it was attached on. Okay, come on, let's go. Nope. The glue piece stuck to my glass mat, so we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to grab my, there we go. It behaved. Okay. Then we're going to take the other two pieces of the embellishment, and I'm going to put the one down here and right down in the corner. So 1, 2, and 3, it uses the 3 of them. And we're going to grab the Wink of Stella. Okay, so we're going to grab that mat and we're going to color. Thank you, Carolyn. That was very nice of you. Late Night Friday. See, I love late night stamping with my friends. Yep. And Julia had fun on Saturday. Okay, so seeing as how I did the berry burst, I'm going to do the berry burst on butterfly. Well, they're technically moths. Okay. And nope, don't have anything inside there, that color. All right, so now we're going to do the Navon. Hi. And then we'll go in and do the Peaceful Pine. Oops, and I got to get the... How you doing, Yvonne? Okay, so this happens to be card number 2. And I'm going to put a little bit of Winkostella on our main leaf on the inside. There we go. Got to have a little shimmer on the inside, right? All right. So that is card number 2. So hopefully you liked that one. Okay. So we will mark number 2 on here. Facebook Live number 487, number 2. 3 more cards to go. Okay. Thank you, Tina. All that beautiful in color goodness. Okay. All right. Now move this out of the way and get on with card number 3. Oops. I do not want to drop anything. Okay, so this one features the in color printed patterns. Now, Stampin' Up! Went with 12 by 12 by 12s for the designer series paper, and the only 6 by 6 designer series paper they have is in the new catalog in a suite. I think it's something sunset something. But today we're going to play with the crisp cantaloupe in the dots and in the stripes. And then we're also using the Cutest Crew. And so the Cutest Crew has been very popular. They go in and out and in and out. And then we're going to do kitty cats today. And then we also used the Nested Essentials, and we're using the vellum with that. And then, so here is the Cutest Crew. So here is the stamp set, and here is, now it's a bundle, so it doesn't come with designer series paper, and it doesn't come with embellishments, so it just leaves it up to the imaginations. And so we're going to create a cute card with this, and hopefully it's something that either A, you already have, or B, something that you're going to get and would love to recreate and send to a friend. Okay. Also, we're going to be coloring on this one. So, again, at some point in time, I'm going to have to sit down and stamp. Now, I took the crisp cantaloupe and I paired it with its color buddy. And a color buddy is when you have something that coordinates with something else that's pretty similar. So Calypso Coral is a color buddy of Crisp Cantaloupe because they look very nice together. So what I did is I took the Calypso Coral blends and I colored up the rhinestones because, again, we don't have colors, or the cats and the dogs and the little birdies, they don't have embellishments that coordinate with them. So I did that myself. Okay, so I'm going to grab the mat, and I was going to prep a different color with this, and so I could show you the Crisp Cantaloupe, which is the original card, and then I was going to show you another color. Well, I kind of forgot. I just kept on cutting. I prepped for 4 because I had, I do too, and I have to say that there's no in color that I don't like. I like them all. Okay, so there we have it. Very simple, very easy. And then we're just going to take that ribbon. And like I said, it's done in this ribbon is in all of the 5 in colors. And put the tape over here because I knew I was going to use it again. If any of my cards were simple, this is the one that's kind of simple. We will have to die cut with this one, but you know, it's not that hard. Okay, and not a lot of steps. So like I said, we're doing 5 cards today, and this is the 3rd one. There we go. And then we're going to stamp the front of the card in just a little hello. And just tap, tap, tap. And we're going to go right down in the corner and just allow that ink to transfer. There we go. And flip that over, and we're going to attach, this is the Nested Essentials, and we're going to put that under because somebody forgot they were going to do that. So we're going to put that right across the way, and I designed these cards a little while ago, so you always forget in order of what you do things. Okay, so that's in there just perfectly, like, you know, I didn't know that. All right, so then now we're going to stamp the kitty cats on here in Memento. And we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're going to put the kitty cats right on there. And look at that. Aren't they fun and playful? All right, so there they go over there. And we're going to color in just a moment. And we're going to close this up for now because I don't like dropping things in open ink pads. You know, because somebody has a habit of doing that. All right, so then I forgot. I need to leave that open. Darn it. All right, so we're going to do the butterflies down here in the corner, and I just want to make sure you can see me. It's going to go like that because the kitties are playing with the butterflies. You can see them at the top there. And then this is going to say, have the best day. And now if you wanted, whoever wins this card, if you wanted to say happy birthday on it, you could do that. If somebody is on their last job, retiring, you could say that. Or if you're just thinking of somebody, you can send them that note. And that would be kind of fun, right? Letting somebody know that you're actually thinking of them. Now this is Versamark. Now it comes more clear. Mine's sturdy because it's very well loved. And so we're just stamping paw prints on the inside because we like to decorate the cards on the inside as well. Because, who wants to open a card that's so cute on the front side and then it has nothing on the inside? You know what I mean? All right. So we're just going to hang out that. Now, Versamark is a sticky ink. So you could see it's a watermark. And there is, it just takes the color and it highlights it. So it's, it's a little bit darker than what the original color is. All right, so now we're going to sit and stamp or color, okay? So if you have any questions on anything, don't hesitate to ask. We have several stampers in the chat that can help you. I am actually going to, I did this already, so ha. So we have pecan pie, gray granite. Oops, I want my nib tips up. Nib tip light on the left, brush at the bottom. All right, crisp cantaloupe, and then crumb cake. And then these are for the butterflies, so we'll be doing that. And this is for the cheeks. So I have swatched them, and I have shown the colors. So people, could color their kitty cats however they wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to leave this. Yes, let the party and the cuteness continue on the inside. I like that, Carolyn. All right, let's go and sit down. Okay, so the inside, the butterflies, I did in Calypso Coral and the light and the dark. So we're going to add dark Calypso Coral. And I'm going to put that over there. And then we'll do the big butterfly. Just like that. You know what? I'm going to add crisp cantaloupe. Why not? It's my card and I can change it if I want to. Turned out cute. Okay, so we're done with that on the inside. So we'll put that up there. And then we're going to color dark Calypso Coral on the Flutterby. And not Calypso Coral. Crisp cantaloupe. And then we'll do a little one. And then we'll do the light on the big one and on the little one. Okay. And then the kitty cats, here we go. All right. And I'm just going to copy the same way I did my original one, so then I don't have to think about it. Okay, so let's do the ears first and the cheeks, because then I don't accidentally color over them. And if you don't want to do ears and cheeks on your kitties, you don't have to. This is Bubble Bath. So, I'm sorry, Dark Barely Blush. Another card I did was Bubble Bath. All right, so this is Light Gray Granite. So we're just going to all right. And then this kitty cat, we're going to leave white. But it's going to have pink cheeks. And this one is going to be crumb cake. It's a crumb cake. Oh, let's do the ears again. Gosh darn it. And the cheeks. And so now we're going to do dark crumb cake. We're going to kind of outline the kitty cat. Oops, I colored its ears. Now this kitty is going to have some white on it. So I am going to color in. Squeak, 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 squeak. I'm going to just blend that in. We'll go back in with the pink and see if that can darken up. So it's got a white foot and 2 white paws. All right, and then we'll go back in with the pink and see if that'll show up better. Yeah, there we go. And then this one is going to, we're going to leave that open. And this one's going to be kind of like Izzy, but not really. She is a calico, so we're just using crumb cake and pecan pie. So I'm going to use dark crumb cake, and we're just going to color different spots. And leaving some white. All right. And if you don't color your kitty cat, the same way, that's okay. You can, do it differently. I had a lot of fun with the girls on Friday and on Saturday. Okay. Oops, there we go. Oh, backwards. And back to pink. All right, this kitty cat. Pink cheeks. And I almost stabbed myself again. Whew. This is going to be a light gray granite kitty cat. I find it very soothing, paper cutting, you know, doing the coloring in and also fussy cutting. So I think that it is very therapeutic. All right, so this is a striped kitty. This is kind of like my Charlie, who passed away last year. Okay, so we're done coloring our kitties. All right, so we're gonna take that, we're gonna cut that out using the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. All right, but before I do that, I want to clean up. Hi, Sherry. How you doing? All right, so we're cleaning this up. We have red-winged blackbirds that have found our feeder. And there are 2 pond-type bodies of water on at least 2, I think, in our premises. And so last year, we didn't have them. This year, they found us, and they will not leave us alone. So they're very vocal. So if you hear them whining, that is a red-winged blackbird. All right, let's not put that there. That's going to fall over. All right. Okay, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine and grab some tape. Now this is Scotch paper tape, and I've used this for quite a while, and I just take my fingers and make it so it's not so tacky, because it likes to adhere to your paper and rip it. And so I do not wish to do that, because, you know, somebody's going to win this card and I want it to turn out nice. All right, so let's get all the kitties in line. And I think, oh, that's good. I think that's good. And if there's a card that didn't turn out as well as, you know, my original, I will definitely send the original then. And I will keep the card that got messed up on. Okay, I moved it, and that's what happens when you're talking. Yep. Okay, let's go, guys. Come on. Work with me. I think that should be good. All right. And I'll put that there. And we will line that up. So like I said, you'll always stagger your plates. So this big one, push that to the right a little bit, and then line this up with one on the bottom. And then roll that in. And then you will have cute little kitties coming on the outside. There we go. And I'm just going to push that in, so then it's easy to travel with, like that. And we'll just peel this off. And you can reuse the tape if it's still sticky. And if not, that is okay. Oh, look at that little bunch of love. Okay. And that can go in the recycling bin. And now we can put our card together. Okay, so this is going to go on the inside. Have the best day. So I want it to be equal distance. Okay. And then this is, well, we're going to use our bone folder and make that a little bit more card-like rather than book-like. Okay, we'll flip this around and put that on our crisp cantaloupe. I always want to say cantaloupe crisp because when you have blueberries and you make a crisp, it's called blueberry crisp. When you have an apple crisp, you don't say crisp apple. Apple. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay, so we're going to put our kitties on dimensionals, and then we're going to stab and grab those backings. Oops, that one's stuck to me. And then we're going to put this under the ribbon a little bit. And so you still see the ribbon and you still see the vellum. And then we're going to put the gem right there. There's a piece of fuzz right there, so I'm going to put that right there. And then we're going to put this over there, and so we're creating that triangle. And then we're going to grab the Wink of Stella, and we're going to Stella-ize the butterflies. Ha ha ha. We're going to make the butterflies sparkle. Okay, and then we shall do the butterflies on the inside. Okay, so what do you think of card number 3? So again, while I am putting that away and putting my stuff back, we will grab the stuff for card number 4. I'll let you look at that. This next card is like I love this card. And the last card, like I said, is my favorite, but I love this one. Thank you, Tina, very much. So very adorable kitty cats playing with flutterbys. All right, number 3. So 487, right? Yep. Number 487, card number 3. So we are going to be making card number 4 next. Okay. So then let's get out the stuff, and that goes into the trash. We are going to be doing Help Me Grow. Now, Help Me Grow is an online exclusive from March, and we will also be using this product in the July Stampin' Event. And we're also using in the card today Pearlized In Color specialty paper, and we'll be using the Crisp Cantaloupe. And we're also using the new Basic Black. You did? Awesome. So the Basic Black new hybrid ink pad. We're actually going to stamp it on here. So when you do use the hybrid, you want to make sure that it's not going to smear. So you want to stamp it straight on. You don't want to rock. Okay, and so this card is using the Forever Plaid. That 3D embossing folder is in the catalog, but it's not on page 109 because this catalog does not go to 109. And we're using the Help Me Grow bundle, and this again is just a bundle. It doesn't come with designer series paper, so I can't wait to show you what we're going to be. I haven't designed it yet, but I have it in my head. And we're also using the scalloped blooms. And this is a great bundle, but I only have the words. And I really like having the greetings also for the inside. And so when something, I didn't want to do You Help Me Grow on this card. I wanted it to be a little bit more like thinking of you, wishing you a day of relaxation and happiness and love. So you could send this to anybody who's going through anything, who's celebrating a birthday, if you haven't seen somebody in a long time and you miss them. So it's I just was trying to think of sentiments that people can use many different ways. Okay, so let's get going because this card does have quite a few things going with it. And all right, I just got my extras out. And so here's the stuff that we're going to be using. And oops. I'm switching out my cards so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so here we go. And again, if you come to my stamp camps, you get to make all the cards. This one I had, if you RSVP'd by a certain date, then you got to make an extra card. It was $25 for the class. If you placed an order of $50 or more, the class was free. Nobody had a problem with that whatsoever. All right, so I am just going to organize my thoughts here and get my things grouped so that I know where they are when I need them. And we're using, I did not plan this, we're using Crisp Cantaloupe and Calypso Coral. I so did not plan that. I just realized I did that. And we're using Pecan Pie for the pots, and Mossy Meadow, and Lost Lagoon, and piece of cat hair. And this is the hybrid embossing folder, and I did that for everybody. And I am going to take, now I don't know if you could see this, oh, there it goes. There is lines in here that resemble stitching, and this Designer Series paper is one of my favorites. It is the Country Woods Designer Series paper, and it hasn't left. So I am yet. So I hope it stays around quite a while. It's in the online store, and just using a little bit of glue. And come on, flip over. And we're going to lay that down on here. And I'm going to push that, whoops, all the way to the end. And then, because it looks like dirt, right? And then we're just going to snip that off. There we go. And that is how you do it. Okay, so then we're going to take this and we're going to add that. And because it's been embossed, I'm actually going to use my adhesive all the way around, because it does tend to buckle up when the fibers are changed in the direction in which they were intended. All right, so this is gray, basic gray. I'll make sure that it is opening at the proper way. And lay that down, and we'll just burnish. Okay, just like that. Okay, put that off to the side for now. We're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're going to grab the Lost Lagoon and the Peaceful Pine, and we're going to use sponge daubers to kind of give a little bit of life to our greens. And so just and I tend to wash out my sponge daubers, and I'll use the same color family. Like this is kind of a bluish green, and once I rinse it out to be clear, then I will use it kind of for the same color family. And so you could see how much difference that added, that change there with that color. Okay, so then we're going to put that one away. And then we'll grab, oops. Then we'll grab the Peaceful Pine. Oops. Flip this over, and that will be its lid. And so then I will grab some color off the ink pen, just to give it a little bit of life, so it's not just this plain piece of paper. Okay, can you see the shadowing there? You got, okay. You can watch the replay, Sherry, to see what card number 2 looks like. But at the end, I will show everything so you can still see and you can vote for your favorite color. All right. Then I got some color on my fingers, so I'm actually going to grab a baby wipe because I do not wish to have any colors show up. Oops. Well, that one this one can go back in. I pulled out one and it dragged one with it. So I only need one for my fingers, not 2. Okay. So just cleaning off my ink off my fingers. Okay. Then I'm actually going to move this for now. I want to stamp so that this has a chance to dry. When you use the hybrid ink pad, you're going to kind of squeeze in a little bit and then lift the lid up. Okay, that's how I like to use it. Now this does, stain your stamp, but, to me, no biggie, because I like to use colors. And so some of the colors also stain your stamp. So I'm just testing it out because I want to make sure that I am hitting all my color, I'm trying to ink everything up is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'm going to stamp as close to the edge as possible. And I'm going to let that sit there. And hopefully it works the first time. It does. Okay, so now I want to just put this off to the side because it does take a chance. It needs to dry because this is a ink pad that is made for scrapbooking made for coloring, with blends, and also for, so it's like StazOn and Memento in the same pad. But that's the reason why it's very tight, is because when you have StazOn, you have that plastic lid on it almost, so that it protects it from drying out. So there you go. And so I'm just going to take this and clean this off. And all right, so I'm just going to take it one more time. Okay. And so when you stamp it like that, there's no color except for the wet off the so you can still use it. So okay, so then we're going to grab the inside. I am going to this stamp, which is a flower, this stamp, which is a leaf, and this leaf. These were all one stamp. I did a little stamp surgery because I didn't like the fact that, nope. I don't like the fact that I had to color one thing, one color. So I want my leaves green. So this is Crisp Cantaloupe. Okay. And then take the dark blend for Calypso Coral. And we're going to color the leaves. Oops, sorry. Gosh darn it. The center. And now we're going to take Peaceful Pine, and I'm trying to get used to this. And we're going to put leaves on them. Oops. Tap, tap. Right there. And right there. And right there. And right there. Okay, so there's my leaves. And then I am going to take the Lost Lagoon, and we're going to color the inside of the card. And it says, wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness, and love. Now, this would be a perfect Mother's Day card, too. But that already happened, so I don't have a mom. Well, I do, but I don't. Okay, let's see here. This is going to go on the inside of the card. And alrighty. That is just going to go inside like that. All right, so now we are going to use a template, okay, which I took a die and I cut it out so that it helps me and it helps the stampers that made this card see their pieces easier through the way. Okay, so we're going to grab, oh, my nose won't stop tickling, Calypso Coral, and we're going to grab, oh, I know it just will not stop tickling. Like I said, allergies, man. Okay, so we're going to do the Peaceful Pine, and we're going to line up this all the way down at the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to take that one out, and we're doing the same one in this one. Now, my friend Carolyn said that she's seen people do ties with this. All right, that one got in there. Okay, now we're going to take the green and close it up, and we're going to use Calypso Coral with the flowers, and we're going to just line that up. And just push down. And there we go. Barb, hi. Oh, you'll have to watch the replay. We're doing 5 cards tonight, and we're on number 4. So it's nice to see you. Thank you for checking in. That was very sweet of you. All right. And there are our branches. Okay, so we're going to grab the pot and the pecan pie, And I'm going to grab a little bit of color. We're going to start swirling off. That's okay. My birthday is tomorrow, and so I had a birthday stamp camp and this weekend. And so anybody who got to come made these 5 cards. And I spoiled my stamp campers because they had a lot of fun, and I enjoyed hanging out with them while they were stamping. We had a bottle of wine on Friday night, and we had some snacks my friend made or brought, and thank you. Okay, it's tomorrow, and but I wanted to spend it with my friends. Okay, so we're going to do some flicking. So we're going to bring that piece of paper that we used the glitter on. Where'd it go? Is it this one? Yeah, because there's Winkostella. Can't you see? Winkostella everywhere. Okay, so here is a little black. So we're going to flick a little bit of black. And this is light basic black. Okay. Just aging the pot a little bit. And then I'm going to go grab from the kitty cats the dark pecan pie to get a little bit more splatter. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right there. And I overdid it, but we'll fix that. And we'll put that in the pot right there. And grab that. There you go. Okay. Then, oops, my pot got moved. There we go. Now it's sitting straight in its fixture. Okay, so then we're gonna grab the silicone craft sheet, and we're gonna do some gluing and building. So this, I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom of my pot or of my plant, and that's just gonna go in there. And then this one is going to go, oops, in the pot. There we go. So we got 2 different greens. Okay, and then we're going to put this one on a mini dimensional. And where did I put them? Right in front of my face. There we go. I'm going to take a drink here. I'm doing a lot of talking. Okay. So put this one on a mini dimensional. Stab and grab that backing and stick it in there. And that's going to go right there. And then, let's see. Which one did I have and where? This one. Okay, this one goes. My flavor is cherry. I already had a mango, tropical mango. That's going to go right there. And this one is going to climb around right there. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive right on that one. Come on, get back in there. All right. So just a little bit hiding behind. And then this one is going to hang out right on the front. Get its glue booger in the back. All right. Yes, that's quite tasty, isn't it? Okay, so this is actually laid on flat. On the card. The front of the card. Okay, oops, there's a glue booger down there. And then we'll lay that like that. And then, okay, get over here. These two pieces, I'm just trying to go fast so that we got one more card to do. And okay, and then I'm gonna put a mini glue dot right there. Just kind of mangle it. Okay, and then we're going to take, and I had them sitting right here. This is the Adhesive Back Metallic Gems, and this one is going to get a silver one right there. Okay. And that is going to go. Let's do these. We'll do one. Okay, fine. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is going to go right under there and on top. Okay, so that it's not necessarily glued all the way down, so it has that little kind of shadowing in there. Okay, and then we are going to do, like I said, we're just going to do the fast way. This is going to go right up. Actually, there is a little tiny hole. I forgot about that. This can go down in. I just remembered now. I forgot to tell this to my stampers. That it goes down in the hole. But you're not going to really see that. I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, they missed that. No, it's not going to, you're not going to notice. And we're just going to do that right there. Nobody will even notice. All right. So then this is going to one, two, three. You did? Thank you, Carolyn. All right. And that is going to go like that. And then I'm just using mini glue dots just because it's so easy. And we'll go right there. And that is going to go upside down into the dirt like that. Uh-oh, my screen went black. Why did my screen go black? Oh, battery power 5. Alrighty, guys, I'm plugging my... You guys can still see me, right? Woo! Okay. There we go. You guys can still see me, right? You guys didn't notice anything different, I hope. Okay. All right, so we're just going to throw that all away. And I appreciate you placing your order, Carolyn. Okay, so we're going to take this one, and we're going to do another flag. And we're going to make that center right there. Just plop a hole in it. Okay. Just flip that over and go to the center. Throw that away. That turned out very nice. Okay, so now we're going to flip this over and put this on dimensionals. Oops, this is a mini glue dot. What are you thinking? Dimensionals. Big, puffy things. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. And no, I haven't forgotten. I still have my little flowers over here. Okay. Come on. Let's go. And that is going to go right on here. Just like that. Okay. Then I think I want to put this one on a mini dimensional as well. And we're going to just stab that one. Come on, let's go. Flick it. That one. It's going to go right there. And then we're going to take adhesive and put that right there. Nope, you bend over. There. And then this one. Oops. Oh, it's sticking to my fingers. Knock it off. There we go. We could have done a mini glue dot on that one too. And that one is going to go under there. Okay. Now we are going to take, where did it go? Is this the one that works? Yep, this is the one that works. So we're going to take this gel pen and we're just going to color and I think I'm going to put a mini glue dot on that one. And the reason why I say that is because if this person pulls it out of the envelope and then wants to send it to somebody, I don't want it to get caught on anything. So the gel pens come in a pack of 2. And these are so nice. Now, I think just like the blends, the lid needs to snap. And that one is not going to have any, the little guy. Because, oh, thank you. There's that little snap on there. I think maybe that's why told you, allergies, thank you. Boy. I had one that it doesn't work. I mean, it did work, and now it doesn't. So I'm wondering if maybe it, you know. Thank you, Tina. I need all the help I could get. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the flowers. And the crisp cantaloupe reminds me of calanchos. I don't know if that's what Stampin' Up! Was creating in mind, but that's what they remind me of. Okay, and then, thank you, Sherry. We have the 26 to 28 in color butterflies. They come also with white. So we're going to use Peaceful Pine. We're going to do a big one. And we're going to put that on our greeting. And then we're going to take this one. And that one is Crisp Cantaloupe. And then we're doing, I thought another color would be Golden Glow, because that would, the color scheme, I think the blue would have stuck out too much. And I didn't want to do white because it was on a white background. And so these in color butterflies are so pretty. I think they are not available right now, but you can put them in, put a request in so that when they do return, that you will get an email from Stampin' Up! Saying, hey, they're back. And then you can place that on your order. And when you do get something, I do suggest that if it says, hey, order this now, you do, before it gets taken out of your shopping cart. Right, Carolyn? She was telling me that she was ordering Moonlit Flora, and that they, by the time she got to it, to my stamp camp, it had been taken out of her cart. So this is Peaceful Pine with a little bit of glitter And so I'm just wiping that off. Okay. And I love, love, love this stamp set. I have done some really cute things with it. And again, this is going to be one of the sets that I will feature at the Stampin' event coming up in July. Okay. And did I clean off these? I think I did. I think I cleaned them off. All right. So I'm going to put them back in while you're looking. And we're going to grab the last card. Well, maybe I didn't clean these. Nope, I don't think I did. So we'll quickly clean. When I was designing my card, my husband heard me clean, and because he was taking a nap, and he heard squeak, 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 squeak. He wanted to know what that was. So I'm cleaning my stamps. No. Carolyn, you're just not having the best of luck with all the stuff that you want to order. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm wiping my fingers down, and we're going to get ready for the last card. All right. Okay. So I have said that the last card is my favorite. Oops, this one. And also with that new hybrid stamp, it is not... Oh, I forgot to write down the card number 4 on it. That hybrid stamp, that black one, the new black one, you also need to have it upside down, because when you take the lid off, it's facing up. So it's not like our regular stamp pads, any of them. So it's not like it's sleeping upside down when it is in standard mode. So turn it upside down so that when you use it, the ink does go to the top when you're ready to use it. All right, card number 487, card number 4. Okay. All right, so the next one, I am featuring the Delicate Dreams Sweet Collection, and this also will be a bundle sweet collection that I'll be using at the event coming in July. So this is the Delicate Dreams specialty paper. It features Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, Hydrangea Hue, which is a new in color, Mossy Meadows, Secret Sea, and Bronze. Then we'll also, here is what the stamp set looks like in the die set. So over here are the items that are stamped and die cut, okay? Then the same die that cuts this out cuts these out of the Designer Series paper. Here are the greetings, wishing you happiness and love. Hope you feel your best soon. Thank you kindly. Hello, friend. And a background. And then everything over here are the standalone dies. So, this one will be using Hydrangea Hue and the Designer Series paper, as well as the ribbon, the Hydrangea Hue ribbon, and it's on page 72. And then the natural matte dots are from this Sweet collection. It's from the March online exclusives. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of get my parts together. And also we used the In Color Specialty where did it go? Oops, wrong one. Oh, come on. I just had it. No, it's stuck somewhere underneath my mess. I'm in organized chaos right now. There it is. We're also using the Hydrangea Hue in the pearlized In Color Specialty paper on this one as well. And okay, so this one I am going to use the 2 3/8 inch circle and punch out a circle. And so I can cut this off and save that scrap. I'm not going to save that because I have way too much white scrap. But I've been using it a lot lately. So we're going to use that and this. I love this paper. Now this here is Earthen Tone Texture. This is from the November online exclusives, and I thought that it would coordinate very well with this stamp set. All right, so all our bits and pieces are over here, so I'm just gonna politely shake that off and put that on my blue so it's easy to grab it kind of at one time. Oops, that little piece. I wish I had fingernails. All right, so we're going to use the Hydrangea Hue. And I just have to get used to flipping it over a certain way and landing it down. So then I don't look like I'm an awkward 2-year-old trying to stand, trying to walk. Or a 2-month-old trying to, you know what I mean. All right, so just tap, tap, tap. And we're going to go like that. And two-tone. And tone on tone. And we're going to do the same thing to the inside. Okay. Oops. Then I'm just going to set that off to the side there. We're going to grab the did I use that? Yes, I can't remember if I used black or this. Nope, I used black. I couldn't remember. Okay. All right, so I'm going to clean that off because I want to make sure I don't make a mess. Alrighty, so we're going to grab Memento. And I got a finger in color there. Oops. It's not like they'll see it anyways. And we'll stamp that. There we go. Hope you feel better. Hope you feel your best soon. And then clean that later. And then we have another template. And once I get done with this, I'm going to take these templates and put it back in the stamp set so I have it to use. Oh, it's upside down. That's why it won't fit in there right. So that I can use it again. And then I'm going to stamp black this way. Okay, that turned out pretty good. Okay, so we're going to use Stampin' Blends on that. And then we're going to color the inside of the card. And that's going to go like that. And then the inside is Sending My Love. And then a cute little flower, just like that. Okay, and I think that is, whoops, not all the stamping. We have one more thing I forgot that we're going to do in Hydrangea Hue. Down at the bottom, we're going to write, "Consider yourself hugged." Okay, and then okay, so then I'm going to just clean my stamps quickly, just so that the colors don't stain. If I don't have to, you know what I mean? I like to make it a habit so then that way they are clean the next time I need it, just in case I do make a boo-boo. And I can always go back in and, you know, grab it and not worry about, oh, did I clean that off or not? That way it's always ready to go. Okay, those are clean. All right, so then now we're going to color. And I'm going to take a seat. All right. If anybody says anything, I'm sure you guys can handle it for just a moment. All right, so this here is going to be the Hydrangea Hue. And this is the dark Hydrangea Hue. Oh, never mind. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the dark, this is Light Secret Sea. This is just a little trick that you can do with your color lifter. It lightens the color up. I don't know if you could see that yet, but we'll just let that go. All right, so we're going to take the dark Hydrangea Hue and we're just going to make little loopies. And then we're going to just blend those loopies in with the light. Okay. crumb cake, we're going to do a dark crumb cake, and we're going to make, we're not going to color the whole flower. I took the design of the designer series paper, and I kind of colored how that was designed by Stampin' Up! Artists, because that's how the paper looked. It didn't completely color the flower in, and so now I'm just blending that color in, and now I'm going to do the same thing to this one. Okay, and I only wanted to do one flower at a time because in order for blends to work, they need to be wet. Otherwise, if you do too much and they dry, then it's not going to blend as well. So that was the dark crumb cake. Now we're going to go back in and blend that in with the light crumb cake. Okay. Then with the light Mossy Meadow, we're just going to color the pine bough, I guess. And with the dark Mossy Meadow, we're just going to color. So again, just go back in and blend it in. And you don't have to get, all of it. And then we'll do, again, the dark on this one. And just shade it in. Okay. So this can go on the inside of the card. All right, that's ready to go. Okay. So we're done coloring. So now we're going to use the silicone craft sheet. And we're going to put this on dimensionals. So we'll grab that. Stab and grab those backings. All right. Oh, I missed one. Oh. Come on. There we go. There we go. And so this is going to go kind of like in the middle. And then we're going to add this piece right across the way. A little bit more over. There we go. Okay, and this one's going to go straight on. I'm just going to go a little bit to the left. Okay. Then we're going to put tape on there, adhesive on there. And then it's going to bend over and go down this way and bend back up. Oops, too much of a loop, so we'll move that. Luckily it moves, you know, it comes off nicely. Mostly equidistant, like that. Okay, so that looks good. And I did lay this on straight on. So not on dimensionals. Okay, so we want that kind of down here. Like that. Okay, and then this piece was cut out of the Designer Series paper, and we're just going to put that right there, and then we're going to put this flower on dimensionals. Like that. And then we're going to build from there. And so we're going to grab this piece and this piece and put adhesive on. Rip it off. It's right there. Okay, and this one goes on top. Okay, and then this one has little couple pieces in it from the, we're going to stick that I forgot I was going to rip this one off, so I didn't have to put the whole thing in there. There we go. And then this one, and it's got a piece in there stuck too. Come on, let's go. Out. Out of your hole. And right down in there. Okay. And then this one is going to go on a mini glue dot. And I put that, no, did I? No. Glue dot, not dimensional. What was I thinking? Glue dot, right here. There we go. And then this one right there. All right. We're just going to tuck these on in. Right down in there. Okay. And then I'm going to take this, I'm going to put that right there. We're going to put that on the Secret C. Okay, and then we're going to make, go right there. And then right down here. I'm actually going to put that one on mine. I had it on the, you couldn't see it, on the two-tone, so I'm just going to put that right there. And it still creates that triangle. Okay. And then we're going to grab the Wink of Stella. Oops, I grabbed the gel pen. Wink of Stella is sitting right here on my desk. All right. So we're going to do the flower. And then I'll go do the flower on the inside because it's the same color. And then clean that off. We'll do the flower up here. And now we'll do the greens. Okay. I did make a mess, didn't I? Okay, so I am going to put my lid back on my glue. All right, and then I have something wet on my, I don't want to put a card in it. Okay, so this is card number 5. So what do you think? Okay, so number 487, number 5. All right. So card number 5. So we have number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Which one's your favorite? Okay, and so if you would like to get into the entry, all you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered into the drawing. If you leave a comment, that gets your name into the drawing. Now, that works also for the replay as well. Sorry, Tina, I'm so sorry. There'll be other, Facebook Lives, and you never know. You might be one of the winners who can take one of, who will get a surprise in the mail. And then also, if you share this on your timeline, you will get entered 2 times into the drawing. So that could also help you. So this was done at my stamp camp, and on, let's see, Friday and Saturday. So hopefully when I do not have my next one figured out, but I will have another stamp camp hopefully soon. So I want to say thank you very much, whether you stayed the whole time or part of the time, for hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon, well, evening, I guess, because I started at 5:30. But all these cards were pretty much, pretty intricate. So thank you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. I will be back on Thursday after 5 o'clock. And take care. Have a great week.